Should you sell your business? When is it time for you to cash out? If you started the right business, so you started the right business, your business has value, when should you sell it? This is something that goes across my mind all the time. I have a couple businesses that have value that I've met with individuals and companies that have expressed interest in buying my business for a decent multiple that would be pretty generational type money, like life-changing money. But what also goes through my head, and I'll explain this in a second, but what also goes through my head is, what if I didn't sell and I kept growing, right? What you don't want to do, and I've seen people do this, is as they're on the upswing, they are halfway up and they sell. And their legs of what they could be get cut out from underneath them. And the people that get the next upswing of that business are the people that bought your business. And if you are growing the right business, your business should be selling for about 5 to 7 times the profit or EBITDA. Sometimes this works out to about 2 times the revenue. Okay, so if you're selling for 5 times the profit, and let's say right now your profit is 200 grand. If your profit's 200 grand, you're selling for 5 times, that's $1 million, right? Well, what if we doubled our profit to 400,000? Well, if we doubled our profit to 400,000, we times that by 5, now we're at a $2 million valuation. Let's say $2 million. Oh my gosh, that's so much money. You know, if someone's going to pay me $2 million, I'll sell. Okay, you sold, but if you would have stayed at it for 5 to 10 more years, let's say you could have gotten your profit to $800,000. $800,000 times a 5% profit is $4 million. So you can see how as your profit goes up, your multiple on that profit continues to go up. So you don't want to sell too early because you're literally costing yourself millions and millions of dollars. So when is the best time? The best time to sell is when you're on the upswing, but you can logically see that there's going to be a pretty big hurdle, expense hurdle, for you to break through that next revenue cycle. Okay, so let's provide the example of the guy who's profiting $200,000 a year. He may have 2 or 3 employees, he's scaling his business, but how is he going to be able to get to $800,000 a year of a profit, right? He may in his mind say, well, now I'm going to have to start hiring managers, I'm going to have to hire, I might have to expand to a different area. Okay, so for that 200,000 to 800, the 800 hurdle, getting above that or getting to that, may be so expensive that he's not making any more money, he has a lot more headaches, he doesn't want to mess with it. So maybe the magic number for him is to grow his business from a $200,000 profit to 500. And that from that 500, he could still potentially get to 600, but to get to 600 and to 700 is going to be a stretch. 800, very, very hard to do. It's going to take a number of years. So as your business grows, you don't want to cut off your legs, but you also don't want to hang on too tightly and then almost hit a wall and that you can't climb any higher. Because private equity companies, private companies that are buying companies, they want to see that your business is going up every year, right? Because they're paying you a multiple. They want to see that their investment in the next 2 to 3 years is going to pay off, right? Their investment is how much cash they give you up front, and then also they're going to probably try to give you equity in their private equity company. So the buyout structure usually is a percentage of cash and a percentage of equity or stock in that company, okay? The more cash you do, the less multiple you get, the more it's easier to give up equity from their side. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your company is continuing to go up, but you yourself, you want to know in the back of your head that you're going to level off in the next 2 to 3 years, right? Because in your mindset, if you're still in the upswing, you're selling too soon, you're going to be cutting off that potential multiple. Like if you could have gone from 200 to 400, you literally cut yourself on a 5 times, you literally cost yourself $1 million. But if you can easily obtain that in a year or two, you should wait because it's going to cost you $1 million. But from going to 400 to 700 and you're going to have some issues around 600, then I would sell between 400 to 500 and then let the stagnation of your company, when that starts leveling off, make sure that's not your problem. Make sure that's the company that is buying you. Make sure that's their problem. So you want to sell at the top end of your upswing where you can show that you have 3 to 5 years of increase of revenue. If you can show that your business is continuing to increase its revenue every single year and also continuing to increase its profit, very big word there, profit. We want to make sure our profit's continuing to go up every single year. Once you see that, hey, we're going to come up on an ice wall here that's going to be really hard for us to climb. Let's sell before the ice wall. And if you have the right partner and somebody buys you, they might actually be able to help you do that, where you're incentivized to use the services that they have to continue to scale your company. I'll provide an example. My insurance agency, we have a lot of capabilities, but there's some capabilities that we just don't have because we're not big enough. And it's going to be hard for us to hit certain revenue thresholds. And if we were to partner up with another larger agency that were to buy us out, when we hit that point, it'll allow us to easily scale over that hump and continue to grow. If I'm incentivized to do so as the new president of that type of company, then I can easily continue to scale past that. But you want to be very strategic with when to sell, and you want to make sure that you're meeting with potential buyers left and right. I have no plan in selling my company for a long time, but I continue to meet with potential buyers because things can always happen. And the right deal might come across your desk that you never thought of, and it's good to understand. The most important thing is to understand what those companies are looking for. In your specific business, what are the companies that buying my business? What do they look for in a company? What profit do they want to see? What technology do they want to see? What helps my multiple that I can get more money? What do they not like? What do businesses not like? Because if I don't like that, I'm not getting compensated for it. Maybe I should cut that out of my business. But the best thing to do is to be strategic, understand where your business is, understand who's going to buy your business, and then also understand what are they looking for so you can know exactly the right time to sell to maximize what you're going to get when your business is ready to transition. As always, please like and subscribe, and if you'd like to have a phone call to discuss your specific business and some strategy on planning for an exit or just growing a business that potentially can be sold, reach out to me. Happy to have a call with you, and take care. And as always, please like and subscribe. Thank you.